What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Mr. Joe's Baseball Show. Today, I have the final power rankings of Season 8 for Dinger City. So, this is basically going to be what I think everyone landed at after the full season, and I'm also going to go over my World Series predictions, who I think is going to take it all, and just like general playoff thoughts. Normally, I was going to record this after Week 12 had come out, but if you don't know already, Week 12 of Dinger City was lost to an unfortunate incident. So, we won't be getting those games, but I will still be giving you this video. And without further ado on that, let's get right into it. At the number 18 spot, 18 players for this season, which is incredible. So, at the number 18 spot, we've got Billy. Billy ended the season with a 4-18 record, landing in the 15th seed. I think Billy will probably lose in the first round. No offense to them. I just don't think they are there mentally. While some other players at the bottom, maybe Spencer, something like that, they kind of are understanding the game better. Not that Billy doesn't, but I think they tend to get frustrated at the game more than they should be getting frustrated with their own play and focusing on that. They kind of put everything off to like, oh, the game screwed me. But you know what? If the game screwed us all equally, well, the game does screw us all equally, but if it was totally random, there would be no use of having a power rankings or tiers for players or anything like that, because, everything would be the same. The game would, it would be bullshit. But it's not. So, that happens. Sorry, Bill. Moving on to the number 17 spot, we've got Spencer. He ended with a 2-38 record, which is a little tough. The 17th seed at the end of the season. And technically he did end as the lowest placement, but we will get into that momentarily. So 17th seed for Spencer. I think he's got the right mindset for the game. He understands baseball. He's not terrible at playing the game, but he makes a lot of silly mistakes, and his batting could use some work. His pitching as well. He's kind of like unrefined as a player. I think he has potential, but I don't know if he's going to reach it necessarily. I'd love to see him make give someone a run for their money in the playoffs. That would be really awesome, but who knows? In the number 16 spot, we've got Nolan. Nolan picked up 3 wins, his first 3 wins ever, I think, in the last week that he was here. He ended in the 16 seed, 3-26 on the season. I think that he has potential to make an upset, but with the way that the seeding's going to work, I don't know if the player he's going to get is going to be one that he can beat. But who knows? I think he could probably take out most of the players up to like the 10 spot. He could definitely be the guys below him, so I don't know. I'd like to see Nolan do something, but who knows? In the 15 spot, we have Tommy. Tommy finished with a record of 6-19 in the 13 seed. The reason I have Tommy so low is because he hasn't played in a while, and I think when he comes back to playing, I think he's going to be a little rusty. But he was showing some really good progress towards the end of the season. He did get some games in against some good players. He took a game off me and Jason. He took a game off Tyler. So really, he definitely showed up for that last week, and I think he has the potential in future seasons to climb back up to maybe like the 10 spot. Who knows? In the playoffs, I think he is the most likely player to upset in the first round, to like get the upset in the first round. So I would definitely watch out for Tommy in the playoffs. In the number 14 spot, I have Dan. Dan finished 6-27 in the 14 seed also. He is another player that has potential for an upset, but I think it's a little less so than Tommy, because I think he just gets like really unlucky, which is funny that I was just talking about luck before, but he really does. And also I think he chokes a lot. So like he'll get to like the 9th inning against someone good, and it's like a close game, and he chokes it. He actually did beat Dennis this season in a 1-run game, so that was impressive on his part. If he's playing well though, he can definitely upset someone. So it's really a matter of, is Dan playing well or not? And we won't know until we actually see it happen. So I don't expect him to go past maybe the second round if he gets there, but he has potential for the round 1 upset. In the 13th spot, we've got newcomer for the season at least, Cokes, Sean Coakley, little Cokes. He is the reason that I was talking about the seeding being weird before. He only got to play 7 games this season, so we had said before that if someone doesn't play 10 games, they're going to get bumped to the bottom seed by default because like lack of data. He technically finished in 13th, which is why there's the parenthesis 13, but he gets the 18 seed on the season. So he will have to play in the play-in round of the playoffs when those come around, and it'll be like a wild card game essentially to get into round 1. So Cokes, I have him pretty high because he's very knowledgeable. He knows more about the game than most people you'll talk to. Definitely knows a lot, but knowledge does not always translate to gameplay. But he definitely is like the kind of guy where if he just refines some of his gameplay a bit and like puts the stuff he knows to better use, then he'll be an absolutely crazy threat. But at the moment, 13 seed for him. In the number 12 spot, we've got Huge. Huge also just came back. He got his 10 games in, ended 5-5, right in the 11 seed. I think he's a good player. He has potential. Depending on who he's matched up with in round one is really going to decide whether he goes far or not. Because I think he can win a round one against a decent player and then maybe get the upset in round two. So he definitely has potential, but I don't think he has what it takes to kind of go all the way. But, you never know. We'll have to see. In the 11th spot, we've got Lionel. He finished 28-22 for the 7th seed. The reason I have him so much lower than his seed represents is because I think he started off very strong, and then he kind of fell off a bit toward the end of the season and was losing a lot more. So I kind of have him on the downswing. Lionel's the kind of guy that he could just go on a run, and I don't think he has a chance of winning the World Series, but like if it happened, I would not be blown away. I could definitely, I could see it. It's just really not likely. It's not in the cards for him this season, I think. But who knows? Maybe he'll make a crazy run. But we'll have to wait and see. In the number 10 spot, we've got Andrew. Andrew finished 35-35, directly on the 500 mark, right in the 10th seed. Almost, he is kind of in that halfway spot. So Andrew's a weird guy. He could win the World Series. He's been there before. He could lose in round one. Who knows? I don't know much to say about his gameplay because there's no way to predict it. Some days he plays like he's the greatest player in Mario Baseball history, and other days he plays like, hey, this random guy that I just said, hey, you want to play some Mario Baseball? He said, oh, what's baseball? So that's that's kind of as good as I can do for Andrew. Oh, and I actually forgot to mention in the 10.5 spot is Nick. He is worse than Andrew, so just make a mental note of that. Actually, I'll put it on the screen. It's there. Not for me right now, but it will be for you. So yeah, Nick sucks. He's below Andrew. Awesome. Moving on to the number 9 spot. Maddie. He finished 16-14, just above 500. That was good for the 8th seed for him. Maddie was playing really well when he came back. He took a few weeks off, came back, was winning games against great players. He dropped like 1 game out of 6 or 7 maybe. So Maddie, definitely a threat to look out for. He was in the World Series last season against me. I beat him 4-2. So he's got the potential. He's got what it takes to be a World Series champion, but he's fallen short twice. Let's see if maybe he can take it this year. I think he has the potential. It really depends on his kind of line through the playoffs. In the number 8 spot, we've got T-Bling. He was 18-17, giving him the 9 seed just below Maddie, but I do think that he is a slightly better player. I think him and Maddie and the player I have above him are all very similar in play style, and I think they all kind of had hot and cold streaks, and if they're on a hot streak, it's very hard to beat them. They're very good at the plate, but I think their pitching is kind of their weak point. So T-Bling, Maddie, and this next player here, Gil, all very similar in my opinion. Gil was 7-8 on the season, finished in the 12 seed, which was surprising, and I have him all the way up here at 7 because I know he is better than that, and I think that he will play better than that in the playoffs. I don't think he's going out in round 1. I think he's at least getting to round 2, probably has a good chance of winning that as well. I really think, especially in a best of 5, which is going to be the quarterfinals on, which is round 2 on, Gil has a really good shot because he's hard to beat 3 times. So he has to win 3. You have to beat him 3 times. It's a best of 5. And I think Gil, he's the first guy that I've gotten to where I'm like, he could do it. He could definitely win the World Series. He's done it before. Has he done it twice? He's done it twice. He did it in season 6 and season 3, I believe. So Gil looking for the three-peat. Can he do it? Who knows? I think he could, but I wouldn't put him at the top of my list for World Series. In the number 6 spot, we've got Jason finishing with a very strong 38-22, which was good for the 6th seed, exactly where he is placed on this power ranking. Jason's got what it takes. We saw it last season. He went to Game 5 against Maddie, almost took it, and I think almost a reverse sweep. So he's got what it takes. I think it's a little easier to beat Jason in a long series than it is for him to beat you. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just adjust to him personally. I play him fairly well, so I could be a little biased in that. But I definitely think he has what it takes to go the distance. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes it to the World Series. Winning it, I'm not going to say I'd be surprised, but I would be impressed. I really would. So good luck to Jason. I'd love to see the guy win if I'm not the one he's going up against. In the number 5 spot, we've got Nick. He's not really in this spot, but I'm just going to put him here for now. It's just how it went. 39-21 for Nick. He landed in the 5 seed. He had a good season, but not as good as Andrew, so there's not much to say about it. He'll probably go about as far as Andrew does, -1. So if Andrew makes it to the World Series, Nick's probably getting knocked out in semis, something around there. Or if he gets to the World Series and he happens to be playing Andrew, he's going to get 4-0'd. So, not much to say about Nick, unfortunately, for that guy. In the number 4 spot, we've got Tyler. Tyler had a really strong end to his season. He did kind of stumble into the end there. He didn't really stick the landing, but an impressive 25-13 got him the 4 seed. He had a very impressive win streak. He had a very impressive run in general the whole season. But I have him in the 4 seed as far as where I think he lands on the season. I don't know that he has World Series potential because we always joke about it. There's something called no stakes Tyler and stakes Tyler. No stakes Tyler, he'll beat you, 75% of the time. Stakes Tyler, he's probably not taking a game. No, so who knows? Tyler could go anyway. With the way he's been playing this season, I hope that he's shaken his no stakes versus stakes Tyler-ness, but who's to say, honestly? Who's to say? I'd love to see it. I'd love to see Tyler go on a run. Very impressive stuff from him this season, but we're not going to know till it happens. So definitely someone to look out for going into the World Series, or the playoffs, rather. In the 3 spot, we've got Dennis. Dennis was kind of riding the top of the power rankings for most of the season, and I've dropped him down to the 3 spot, mainly because I don't think he's adapting well enough to the meta, and I will go over what happened in Week 12 because you didn't get to see it, but me and Dennis did play a game where he finally beat me, the first of 4 games we played this season. It was a close one, 4-1, and it could have gone either way, honestly. So I think that I kind of have the edge on Dennis. So I'm putting him down in the number 3 spot. He was the 1 seed on the season, as you can see. I think he has he has World Series potential. Everyone knows it, but he just hasn't lived up to that since season 5. He's kind of been choking in the playoffs lately. So who knows what's going to happen? I would not be surprised at all if Dennis just goes on a run, blows through the playoffs. But we'll have to wait and see. In the number 2 spot, we've got myself, Joey, Mr. Joe. I finished 44-16. That's 60 games on the season. I played a ton of games, finished in the 3rd seed. The last game I played of the season against Dennis decided who finished in 1st and who finished in 3rd, around Connor, who ended up in 2nd. So unfortunately, I was the one that took the L, and I dropped down to the 3rd seed, but not the end of the world. It is what it is, but it was a bit of a bummer. It would have been really nice to kind of cap off the season in that number 1 seed. I think I have arguably the best chance of winning the World Series this season. I think it's between me and the next player I'm going to talk about, Connor. So really excited going into this. Who knows what's going to happen? But I do think that I have probably the best shot at the World Series. And as I said before, Connor in the number 1 spot, great player, landed in the 2 seed, 18-6. Him and Dennis both with a 75% win percentage, but Dennis had 3 more wins than him. I think he played 4 more games total, so more wins with the tie percentage. You're going to get the advantage. Plus, I believe they're tied head-to-head, not entirely sure. So yeah, I got Connor in the number 1 spot. Guy's a great player, great guy, knows a lot about the game, probably more than... He knows more about the game's insides than anyone else. He's broken this game open, and it definitely translates to his gameplay. He knows a lot. He plays really well, and there's not much more to say about it. Connor's a great player. He's going to put on a show in the playoffs. You definitely want to check him out during that. I think that him and I are the kind of the 2 that are best positioned to winning the World Series. So I'd love to play him in the World Series. I don't know if that's possible considering the seeding, because I think the 2 and 3 seeds are on the same side of the bracket. So that kind of stinks, but it'll make for a hell of a semifinals, right? Who knows? So I'm excited to see Connor in the playoffs. I'm excited to beat Connor in the playoffs. You guys better look out for that because I'm taking him. I'm taking him down. But yeah, that's my Season 8 power rankings. Take a look at it here. A little different than the seeding, but let me know what you think, and let me know where you think everyone's going to end up through the course of the playoffs. Obviously, we haven't seen the bracket yet. I haven't even seen the bracket yet. So, we're getting around to it. Going into kind of playoff predictions, like I said before, I think me and Connor are the best shots for winning the World Series. And then after that, I'd probably go Dennis, Nick, Maddie, Tyler, Jason, something like that. Those players, I think, have the best shot. I really think that me and Connor play very, very well against everybody. I think we're pretty evenly matched against each other, and we can both take on Dennis, so that's a big thing. I think Tyler, if he ends up, since he's 4 and Dennis is 1, they'll end up being a semifinals if they win their matches. I think Tyler actually has an advantage over Dennis in a best of 5. He beats Dennis more often than not nowadays, even though they're mostly in friendlies, but still, Tyler definitely has a good chance there, which puts him into the World Series. And you know what? I wouldn't mind playing Tyler in the World Series because I play that guy very well. I haven't lost a game to Tyler in a long time. So if I see him in the World Series, that'd be awesome. I think Connor might have the edge on me as far as like winning the whole thing, because I play a lot more games, which, is more practice, so that's good, but less people are used to his play style, while mine, I'm playing everyone all the time. They might be more adapted to me. Who knows? It's hard to say, but that is something that I have been thinking about a little bit. I don't think it's going to matter long run because we're both great players. I know I'm a great player. I know I can beat everybody in the club, so I'm not really scared of it, but we're going to have to wait and see. We'll see what turns out. So, yeah, let me know what your World Series prediction is down below. Who do you think's taking the whole thing? Who do you think they're going to beat? Who do you think is going to go out in round 1 like a buster? Let me know. Drop a comment. Drop a like if you enjoyed the video. I have some more content coming on the way. I know it's been a little scarce because pretty busy with like work and Dinger City stuff and just the holidays in general. It's just a nightmare. So, I mean, I do plan on making some more content soon. I have a guide, Mario Baseball guide, tutorial type thing coming. Probably a few videos in that kind of vein. We're going to see. But look out for that. That should be coming fairly soon, maybe the next week or so. I don't know. We're right around the holidays. But again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my power rankings all throughout the season. I hope you enjoyed Season 8 of Dinger City. We put in a lot of work to making it the best season we've ever done, and we only plan on making better content from here on out. Unfortunately, you guys didn't get to see Week 12, but you know what? As a treat for anyone who stuck around for this late in the video, I don't know if this has been released before. I'm going to give you a rundown of the games that were played on camera that you missed. So, I think these were all on camera. We have Dennis beating Andrew 8-3. I beat Tyler 4-3. Nick beat Maddie 9-5. I beat Jason 2-0. Nick beat Nolan 10-2. Maddie beat Tyler 8-3. And Dennis beat me 4-1. I believe those were all on camera. I want to say they were. If they weren't, then hey, maybe you did miss out on all of those. But if you're sad you missed out on those, it sucks. I know. It is what it is. But there were plenty of good games this season. There will be plenty more, even better games in the playoffs. So stay tuned for that. Those should be coming soon. Have a wonderful holiday, everyone. Happy holidays to everybody. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.